Hero bans are something that the Overwatch community has been torn about. There's some people saying that, hey, they could be really useful for the game. You could remove certain problem heroes that you're sick of dealing with because they're really overpowered. Or, on the other hand, people are saying that it's detrimental to the game. There might not be enough heroes to play with, but at the same time, you could also be just entirely removing a one trick from the game. You ban someone's one trick and suddenly they are no longer really capable of playing the game. But the bottom line is that this game just needs change. That is the kind of like the constant here, is just that we want something different. We need a new system. We need a new meta. We need some change for this game. However, in a community forum post on the Blizzard Overwatch forums, we actually got Jeff Kaplan himself stepping into the thread and giving us a bit of an update, kind of a lengthy one that is very informative, but also, kind of shuts down some ideas that we had about hero bans. He starts by saying that there's not many people on the dev team that are actually pushing for the feature to be added, and most of the dev team is actually reluctant to add it. He says that they're not entirely opposed to putting it in at some point if it's necessary, but they want to approach it carefully. He says that there's a few reasons he usually hears when people mention hero bans. One being that people don't like when the meta stagnates. So when the meta just, stays constant and doesn't really change. And they think that with hero bans, you can outban meta heroes to move the meta. The next reason is that people are just frustrated with some heroes' balance. So with bans, you can just ban them away. And the third reason he states is that some people just don't like playing against certain heroes and they can just ban who they don't want to play against, which is pretty similar to his last point, I think. But personally, I would like to add that another possible reason that someone might want to ban a hero is because they don't want to play with them on their team. So someone could be messing with their teammates if they're not taking it seriously, or if they literally just don't want a certain hero on their team, they could just ban them away from you using them. The dev team agrees that they want the meta to be more fluid and change more frequently, and he says that they absolutely have plans to help the meta move. So something's in motion right now, and Jeff Kaplan says, we get it, we agree, make the meta move faster. Okay, he actually said exactly that. But then he says that implementing hero bans is not really going to be the solution that we want here, because what usually ends up happening is what's called a ban meta. So basically, when someone is kind of constantly banned, say you got someone who's like 60% win rate or something crazy like that, they're constantly banned because they're really good right now. You're kind of in the wrong if you don't ban them, basically. So that way you kind of have quarrels between teammates for that reason, and it ends up being a bigger issue because then suddenly, the same people are getting banned all the time, and it's really just its own meta in that way. Then he said that they actually have an actual system in the works for something to help the meta. So we got something to look forward to there. We have something that is actually going to change it. Jeff says to the players wanting bans for balance reasons, you don't gotta worry anymore, because they actually plan on combating that just by rolling out more frequent balance updates. So that's amazing to hear. I hope they actually commit to that. But Jeff also mentions those other people that were wanting bans simply because they just don't like playing against certain heroes. He gives a pretty respectable answer. He's like, listen, it's a PvP game, you gotta learn to adapt. You don't get to pick what the enemy picks. That's part of the challenge. That is the game. That is a first-person shooter. That is a competitive first-person shooter, which I think is a pretty reasonable answer, as long as they actually keep up with the balance updates, because I shouldn't have to queue up and get, matched against some garbage that is legitimately overpowered and I guess I would say unfair. I don't think that that's a good philosophy against something that is just generally legitimately unfair. Jeff says that he doesn't encourage one-tricking, and if you're playing Overwatch, you should at least know a few different heroes, and that's another area where bans could potentially be problematic. But he also says that they're trying to keep match times shorter. He says that they've been doing some under-the-hood work on it, so it sounds like they're going to be pushing to make match times generally faster, because he says that they believe the faster the game, the better. Then he ends the post just clarifying that he wants to end any speculation and any confusion about hero bans. He says they are not coming, but we will be giving you a developer update next week that should hopefully have some pretty good stuff in it. Sounds like it's going to be a big update, so of course I will let you guys know in the event that anything happens or anything good comes out. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing you all very soon in the next ones. And take it easy. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Be safe. Bye-bye.